Make stream listen too. You're gonna have to listen to it through Phoenix Wright music, but it's just a bunch of Minecraft slapping noises. Okay. Here we go. So let me think. It's a tadpole slapping onto the ground. Yeah, well, it's probably struggling to survive because tadpoles need fucking... they can't breathe on land, unlike an actual frog. Okay, so we discovered that children exist in this universe, and he is now going to be brought to trial. Well, he's going to be a witness, but... That's what happened last time. So now here's basically part 2 of that. What's up, not Hugh Jackman? Thank you for you have the most beautiful eyes. There's lots of dots right happening. Mr. Wright, yes. Why do you look so unhappy? Oh, nothing. Really, it's nothing. Right, Mia? Uh-oh, she looks even unhappier. Phoenix? Your client is now practically a dead man walking. Perhaps that's why I feel particularly close to him. This is no time for dead people jokes, please. You are one. You know we're going into this trial utterly defenseless, yet if Mr. Powers is truly innocent, we should be able to find something overlooked in the evidence to prove it. Something overlooked. We have to find something, Phoenix, today. It's that or lose the trial. This isn't going to be easy. New quote? Let me look at it. Okay, so we found out children exist. That's what happened last time we played this game. That's literally what happened. Everybody we've seen has been like teenager up, and then all of a sudden Agent Cody Banks comes over here with his samurai sword and his little scrapbook, his fucking nerd scrapbook. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Yeah, he probably won't because I yelled at him this morning. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. An unexpected fact has come to the attention of the court. Yesterday we learned that there were other people present at the studios. Today I would like to show evidence proving they had nothing to do with the murder. Very well. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. Wonder if he'll be the producer. The prosecution calls Mr. Salmonella to the stand. Oh, good lord. This sweaty guy. I'm gonna need my water bottle in close reaching proximity distance. Will the witness state his name and profession? How rude can you get? You don't know me? I'm the director. I make the Steel Samurai noob raffle. Salmonella. I'm a director. Television. Were you at Global Studios on the day of the murder? Yes, Your Honor. Very well. Please testify to the court about the evidence of that day. Phoenix. Let's start by picking this testimony apart. If Powers is innocent, you know what that means. Someone in the trailer on that day did it. Right. She doesn't waste any time putting on the pressure. Day of the Mwada. Okay, I was at the studios from around 9 that morning. During the morning, I was doing an action scene run through. It took a lot more time than I thought it would. I hear that everyone else ate lunch in the employee area, but I had a meeting in the Studio 2 trailer, so I ended up skipping lunch. We were in the meeting until around 4. During the meeting, well, I'm pretty sure no one left their chairs. That's about it. The time of Mr. Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., and according to your testimony, you were in a meeting at that time. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, I need to remember what I have here. I got Mr. Monkey. I don't think I used the sleeping pills yet. The trial there's like one more day of the trial because we find what do we find? We find something. I just know that there's one more day. So let me press it and everything, I guess. Is that when you always come to work? I come in all sorts of hours. It's the industry way. Yeah, I know all about the freaks in your industry. Still, I don't know what that one is. I was pretty busy all that day. Tell us more about that. Good morning. Action in the employee area. That's right. It was a fight scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. Is anyone else at that run-through? I'm pretty sure... What do you mean in the employee area? Wasn't the run-through in Studio 1? Whatever. Oh yeah, that security lady was sitting there watching the whole time. Lol, she was cheering on Hammer, if you can believe it. She certainly has the lungs for it. Anyone else? Nope, just us four. Took a lot more time than I thought it would. Why did it go so long? I'm pretty sure you've already heard about this, but WP twisted his ankle during the run-through, see? Alright, that's the limp. Which of course led to me risking my lunch. Roths. Roths? Rolling on the floor? Starving? Who knows, bro? I hear that everyone else ate lunch in the employee area. This we know of. What exactly did they have for lunch? The T-bone steak. The assistant cooked some up. Come to think of it, there was a plate with some bones on it in the employee area. Everyone else, meaning that the witness did not eat with them. But I had a meeting in the Studio 2 trailer, so I ended up skipping lunch. So in the end, you didn't get to eat. Yeah, no steak at least. Can you believe it? That must have been tough. Phoenix, yeah, doesn't something about that seem odd? It's contradictory. Yeah, it does seem odd now that you mention it. Mr. Manuela. What do you want? Sweats. When I went to Studio 2, I saw something on the table there. There were 2 plates, the same kind of plates as the ones in the employee area. Who ate lunch there? Hey, good call. Sweats. I was embarrassed, so I didn't mention it. But I did eat after all. T-bone steak, you mean? Yeah, well, I mean the assistant went through all that trouble. I brought it to the trailer thinking I could eat it later. Clearly a man who likes to eat. I suspected as much. So when exactly did you eat it? We took one break during that meeting. I wolfed it down then. A mental image I will carry with me to my grave. Wait a second. If they took a break in the meeting, that contradicts his testimony. I'll press on that one a bit more. You didn't take a single break? Well, yeah, not one. What's he sweating about? If only I had an idea. Wait a second. Maybe I do have an idea. Wait a second. Mr. Manila, you've just contradicted yourself. Didn't you just tell the court that you ate that T-bone steak during the break? Oops, Roth. Well, Mr. Manila, what's this about? Well, yeah, I guess we did take a little break. Phoenix, great job. If they took a break, one of them could have gone to the studio during that time. Your Honor, I call on the witness to testify to the court about this break. Very well. Mr. Manila, your testimony, please. Irk. That was the most incorrect time to use Raffle. I don't even know what Raffle means, I'm going to be honest. Uh-oh, Edgeworth is laughing. Yeah, I don't know what that one is either. We took a break, Raffle, but it was only 15 minutes. Rolling on floor laughing. Oh, okay. But it was only 15 minutes? 15, that's only 13 in base 12. Not enough time for someone to say commit murder in Studio 1 roll. That's only just enough time to eat a T-bone steak if you ask me. Steams. I don't think it would even be enough time for that, but that's just me. Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. What did he say? It was only 15 minutes. What were we doing for those 15 minutes? He did a T-bone steak. What else? There were 2 plates on that table. Oh, right, the other one was Diva's. Sorry, D. Vasquez's plate. D. Vasquez, the producer, ate a T-bone steak in 15 minutes. That's quite a feat. Yeah, and you also fucking ate the whole entire bone, too. A T-bone steak has a bone in it. Why is that? say you look like a guy who gets through his meals pretty fast. While I was facing a cold, slightly chewy T-bone steak, even I had to take my time eating that kind of food. Well, Phoenix, that testimony was too short to wring any kind of useful information out of. All you have to do is prove that he was able to go to Studio One in that time. Oh, great, is that all? Time exactly did you take this break? I'd say it was from 2:30 or so until 2:45. 2:30, that's the time of death. So he could have gone to Studio One, killed Tamer, and come back. I guess it's possible time-wise. Have we had enough of this pointless line of questioning, Your Honor? The testimony to this point has made one certain fact painfully clear. The people in the trailer had nothing to do with this murder. It was impossible for any of them to go to Studio One. What? Something wrong, Mr. Wright? Surely you aren't suggesting one of the people in the trailer went to Studio One. Well, Mr. Wright, Phoenix, this is critical. Think about it before you give your answer. Do you claim someone from the trailer went to Studio One? I'm pretty sure I say no here. I agree that it was impossible for anyone in the trailer to go to Studio One at that time. Haha, I thought you might be thoughtless treading on thin ice, but I see you had at least an inkling of the truth. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? It's quite simple. True, the break in the trailer meeting came right at the time of death. However, the path from there to the scene of the crime was blocked. The fallen Mrs. Monkey head, dude, it was Mr. Monkey, sir. Fucking get your facts straight. Around 2:15, a strong gust of wind knocked off the studio mascot's head. Ergo, when the people in the trailer took a break at 2:30, the way to the studio was blocked. Blocked by Mr. Monkey's severed head. It's actually Mr. Monkey, but Edgeworth has a point. And somehow I feel no desire to correct him. I believe we have seen enough evidence. I would like to relieve Mr. Manila from the stand. Very well. The court's opinion on this case is as follows. We have found that there were several other people in Studio 2 on the day of the murder. However, it is also clear that none of these people could have gone to Studio 1. They therefore have no relation to this case. Furthermore, with regards to the photo of the Steel Samurai, given the size of the costume, no one other than Mr. Powers could have worn it that day. All that is lacking is decisive evidence that he is the one who did it. If we had that, I'm afraid I would have to find Mr. Powers guilty. Your Honor, the prosecution is pleased to announce that we indeed have a decisive evidence. A witness. Who's this witness, Mr. Edwards? My witness say they saw the very moment when the Steel Samurai skewered the victim. Order? I will have order. I see. The court will take a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear your witness. Court is adjourned for recess. What do we do now, Mia? If everyone in that trailer has an alibi... I'm sorry, Phoenix. I guess I was wrong. Mia, don't tell me you're giving up. If you give up, what hope do I have? Don't get me wrong. I've never given up on a trial before, not while there was a chance. Only one thing became clear in your cross-examination. The people in the trailer could not have gone to Studio 1. I thought there was more to it than that, but I was wrong. That's all there is. Or what's gonna happen to me? It kind of seems like everyone in that courtroom thinks I did it. They think I'm a murderer. Don't worry, Mr. Powers. If you are innocent, we will prove it. I guarantee it. Leave it to us and be yourself. Be strong. You are the Steel Samurai hero to children everywhere, after all. The judge's only jobs are to bang a gavel and be confused. Yeah, that's true. Thanks, Smith. Okay, Phoenix, this one's for the kids. Let's do it. For the kids. Hey, yo. All right, real quick, I'm going to turn my fan on because it's super hot. Okay. That should cool things down a little bit. Court is back in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution has a concern. As our witness is a grade schooler of tender years and this is a murder case, we worry that the defense might cause unnecessary trauma with his cruel questioning. If anybody's going to traumatize his kid, it would have been Gumshoe. Nice to see Edgeworth taking the moral high ground. However, we have no choice. The prosecution calls Cody Hackins to the stand. Hey, what's up? Your Honor, perhaps you could arrange a box for him to stand on. Oh, right. Guard, please bring him a box. One of those donut crates should do. Hey, what's up again? Will the witness state his name and grade in school? Witness! What? Just because you're all grown up don't mean you can push me around. We immediately were talking about not like yelling at this kid or whatnot. The first thing Edgeworth does is just go, witness! Cody, answer his question, okay? Hey, it's you, the nice lady. I'm Cody Hackins, I'm in 2nd grade. I get the feeling this is going to be a long, long day. Please remember that you're speaking to a child. Try to be gentle. Witness, Cody. He's having trouble with this gentle thing. You were present, or you were at Global Studios on the day of the incident. You got a problem with that? Please tell us what you saw that day. What, Pops? You want me to tell you and Gramps with the beard over there? Just Mr. Edgeworth will be fine. I prefer bearded gentlemen myself. A very long day. Incidentally, photographic equipment is strictly forbidden in this courtroom. My apologies, Your Honor. He said he wouldn't testify if he couldn't bring it. I'd like special permission if that's possible. What if Cody calls Phoenix Sonic? Yeah. Wait, so you're saying you had to bargain terms with the kid and you lost? Hey, I just got this new camera. Don't really know how to use it all that good yet, but I bring it with me wherever I go. Phoenix, I wonder if he had that camera on the day of the murder. You'd better make a note of it in the court record. Cody camera added to the court record. Very well, Cody. Please testify to the court about what you saw the day of the incident. Now, this is an exciting portion of this trial. I really like, because like the first time I played this, and we get to the, I'll specifically tell you when the time comes. But when we got to the specific part where we see a picture Cody took of the Steel Samurai, it literally blew my mind. This game is so good. I wanted to see a Steel Samurai rehearsal just once. I found a map on the internet and went to the studios that day. I went through the woods off the path so that old lady wouldn't catch me. I was going for the studio. I got kind of lost on the way though, for about 30 minutes. When I came out by the studio, there was the Steel Samurai, and totally rocked. Right before my eyes, out came the bad guy. Of course, the Steel Samurai took him down. Pow! If I had my camera with me, that would have been the time for a shot, I tell you. Anyway, I couldn't get in the studio, so I went home. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination, but be gentle. Remember, you're talking to a child. This kid is tougher than most adults we see in here, honestly. So I think I need to... I want to press him on this, just because I want to know if you know. You got lost in the woods? Yeah, I couldn't figure out which way I was walking. Man, was I relieved when I saw the blue studio doors. But what happened next when I came on it? It totally rocked. Of course, the sales went down. If I had my camera with me, I'm pretty sure I present the camera here because he says he always carries it, but he, for whatever reason, didn't have it with him. Didn't you say before that you always bring your digital camera wherever you go? You were quite clear about that. Look at it. Oh. Phoenix will literally shout objection to a child. That's true. Please be gentle. Objection! Cody, you shouldn't lie here. You understand that, right? Mr. Wright, a word with you. Uh-oh, was I putting the pressure on too much? What is this digital camera contraption you're talking about? Judge is like, I've only used Polaroids. It's a digital camera, Your Honor. It's kind of a new sort of camera. How do I explain that? I see. Anyway, Cody, I can't believe you wouldn't bring your camera on a trip to the studios. You did bring it, didn't you? Mr. Wright, how cruel you are to terrorize a poor child so. I don't care if he's a child or a prosecuting attorney, no one should lie in court. What do you mean, or a prosecuting attorney? Get cucked, Edgeworth. Cough, cough, Edgeworth, cough, cough. Well, Cody? What? Yeah, so I had my camera, so what? You got a problem with that? So you did have a camera. And did you use this camera? Why would I use it? I was too busy watching. Very well, please testify to the court about what you were so busy watching. What I saw. Yeah, I had my camera with me, but I was glued to the action. I couldn't take my eyes off it. The Steel Samurai, he goes for the bad guy. Wham! Then the bad guy stopped moving. He's so strong, the Steel Samurai rules. Cody just watched a murder, and he was like, hell yeah, let's go. Is that all? Well, that was brief. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. What I saw. Camera with me, but I was glued to the action. So you were watching the Steel Samurai. Did you watch the whole fight? Yes, of course. You didn't turn away, not even once. No. Okay then, tell us exactly what happened next. Yeah, I'm getting to that. He goes for the bad guy, wham, I want to know what he has to say. So the bad guy attacked him first. Yeah. What sort of person was this bad guy? I told you, a person. He was a person. How was he dressed? I don't remember. I was too busy watching the Steel Samurai. I see. What happened next? And then the bad guy stopped moving. Why? Huh? What do you mean, why? Why wasn't the bad guy moving? Well, because the Steel Samurai brought him to justice. And how exactly did he do that? How did he do it? With a samurai kick and a samurai punch. Samurai chop, samurai slap. Something like that. He just bitch slapped him. He's still being vague about this. What? Don't give me that look, Pops. How should I play this? Cody? What? Something's bothering me. Before you said that, you couldn't take your eyes off the action. Yeah, so what? Yeah, you missed the most important part. Objection! What is the meaning of this? The witness has stated what he saw quite clearly. We are about to just object each other. You know as well as I do that he's being vague. Tell me, what kind of murderer uses a samurai slap? My point is this. Cody, you may have seen some of the Steel Samurai's fight, but you missed the most important part of the killing. Order, order. Mr. Wright, how could this be? Can you explain how he might have missed something so vital? Well, that's the thing. Phoenix, I believe you're on the right track with this. Think, why didn't Cody see the climax of the fight? I know you can figure this out. Mr. Wright, your answer. We have ascertained that this young boy is a great fan of the Steel Samurai. Why wouldn't he watch the climax of the fight? He was watching something else. He missed the climax of the fight because he was looking at something else. Probably. Something else? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. What could possibly distract this boy from seeing his idol, the Steel Samurai fight? What do you claim he was looking at? Oof, come on, think of something. Mr. Wright, please refrain from making baseless claims. Yes, sorry, Your Honor. Do you have another explanation for this? Oh, was that not right? Oh, maybe I show evidence. Your Honor, I have evidence. Evidence? Yes, Your Honor. I'd probably show the camera. I knew I had to show the camera, I just couldn't remember how I got there. Here's my proof. What's that? The camera. The witness stated that he recently received this camera. Yes, I'm aware of that. He wasn't entirely familiar with its operation. I'm aware of that too. Ah, correct. Why would Cody be looking somewhere else at the correct moment? Because he was looking at his camera. He was trying to take a picture. Hey, bullseye. What's your problem, Pops? You got a thing for picking on little kids? Pressing, not picking. Good job, Phoenix. Cody was lying clearly. Smart of you to realize there was no way he could just stand there watching his hero and not take a picture. Right. Cody, there was only one reason why you would have looked away from the fight, and that was because you wanted to take a picture, but having just received your camera, you weren't used to using it yet. So you missed the climax of the fight, correct? Yeah. Well, Phoenix, I'll bet you anything he's hiding more than that. Have him testify again. Right. It means business. Your Honor, the defense would like to request that Cody Hackins testify once more. Very well. Cody, could you please tell us about your camera and about why you didn't take a picture of the fight? Welcome to the real world, kid. And then Cody is gonna grow up and become a defense attorney. Yeah, you're right, Pops. The Steel Samurai had just escaped from the clutches of the villain. So I held up my camera to take a picture, but the lens wouldn't open in time, so I missed it. That's all that happened. Yup. Anything strange in that testimony, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but I'd like to proceed with the cross-examination anyway. Let's see. Steel Samurai just escaped from the clutches. So you did see the beginning of the fight? Yeah. Did you notice anything unusual? I guess the Steel Samurai was moving a little strange. Moving strangely. So I held up my camera to take a picture. Translation, I would like to continue bullying this child. Why couldn't you take a picture? My new camera has too many buttons, I can figure it out. I tried to take a picture, I really tried. The lens opened. When the lens opened, what did you see? Well, a person on the ground and a Steel Samurai. So that happened. That's all? Yes, I told you I didn't take a picture. I would have once I got that lens open. Did he really not take one? Take a picture, not even one? Nah, he definitely would have taken a picture. There's got to be something here I can use. Cody, listen up, Cody Hackins. I know exactly what happened that day. You took a picture. Hey, bullseye. How'd you know? I see through all your lies, Cody Hackins. It's one of my powers. Wow, this feels great. Yeah, I took a picture. Perhaps you can change your testimony to reflect this, Cody. I took a few shots, but it was too late, so I erased them. You erased them? Yeah. Why would you erase a picture of your beloved Steel Samurai victorious? Well, you know. He actually needs a necklace to have that power, just saying. Why would I want to keep a picture like that? He's becoming less and less cooperative. I better find a clear contradiction to see what himself evidence. How can I pick holes in such a short testimony? There has to be something. Dig up the dirt, Phoenix. Find out what this kid's all about. I think I present his scrapbook here. I could be wrong. This might be my first, penalty, so to speak. But we'll throw it out there. Well, the music stopped and the bar went away, so I'm assuming I'm correct. What? Man, every time you say Cody, you follow it with something bad. I just wanted to thank you for giving me this the other day. Huh? Oh, right. What was it you told me then? I go to every live performance. I always take a picture when the Steel Samurai lands the final blow. Wazam! I got them all. I never missed one. A perfect collection. Cody, did you really get a picture of the Steel Samurai standing victorious over his foe? If you did, I find it hard to believe that you would just erase it. Why don't you keep it for your album? Ah, Mr. Wright, what exactly is this album? It's called Path to Glory. It's a collection of pictures of the Steel Samurai, all taken by Cody Hackins. He claims it's a perfect collection of every battle the Steel Samurai has won. I see. Don't you find this very odd, Your Honor? Among all of his pictures of the Steel Samurai, none were taken that day. Save? Yeah, I can save. I'm not too worried about my power going out. There's no lightning or anything going on, but you never know. Order! Mr. Wright, have you an explanation? If the Steel Samurai had just defeated his adversary, I certainly would expect to see a picture of it in this album. Exactly my point, Your Honor. Oh my god! Phoenix, I think we finally discovered the truth. And what a truth it is. Mia, are we sure about this? Did he actually? Yes, I'm pretty sure what you're thinking is right. Tell them, Phoenix. Tell them what the truth is. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what is going on here. Why was there no picture in the album from the day of the murder? Why would the boy have erased the photos he took? The Steel Samurai didn't win. I can think of only one reason, Your Honor. The Steel Samurai didn't win. That's why Cody deleted those photos. You mean the Steel Samurai lost? Well, Cody, I'm right, aren't I? Tell the truth. The bad guy defeated the Steel Samurai. No way, no. It's impossible. The Steel Samurai never loses. He never loses to anyone, ever. Your Honor, the witness has revealed everything with his words. There's a reason why he lied and told us he didn't take a picture. The same reason he erased his precious photos. For Cody, it was inconceivable that the Steel Samurai could be defeated. However, Cody witnessed the impossible. He saw the Steel Samurai lose, yet to admit what he saw would destroy everything he had believed in. That's why he lied and said the Steel Samurai won. He couldn't handle the truth. Order. I will have order. This is what I was talking about earlier. Where, like, the first time I played this game, I was like, oh my god. Witness. I mean, Cody, is this true? I'm pretty sure he has a picture, too. I'm fairly positive there's a picture. What did you see? Tell the court what you saw. Wow. Cody, that day you saw the Steel Samurai lose a fight, right? Wow. Okay. You're right. The Steel Samurai fell down. Then he didn't move. Wow. This kid is already traumatized now. Order. What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, right? Steel Samurai was the murderer, not the victim. Yet according to your witness's testimony, the Steel Samurai was the one who fell. Mr. Wright, what's going on? Apparently we have all made a serious error. An error? What's this all about? Steel Samurai was the victim. If you understand what's really happening, it's actually quite simple. At the end of the fight, the Steel Samurai fell to the ground and lay still. In other words, the Steel Samurai was the killer. He was not the killer, he was the victim. Don't you see? Jackhammer was the Steel Samurai. Order. So the Steel Samurai in this photograph, you're saying the man in this costume was the victim, Mr. Jackhammer? That's what I'm saying, Your Honor. Jackhammer was present at the action scene run through that morning. Fuck English. Thus, he obviously knew about Will's Powers' foot injury. But wait, hadn't Mr. Hammer gone to Studio 1 already? That's what everyone thought. But remember what Miss Oldbag said in her testimony? Well, on the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Mr. Jackhammer left the employee area after lunch. However, no one saw him go into Studio 1, nor was there a picture of him. He waited for Mr. Powers to take a nap in his dressing room. Then he snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. But why would the victim do such a thing? I don't know. I get it. Question mark. I thought that the Steel Samurai was moving strange, so it was a different person inside the suit. Pops? Huh? Me? What? Actually, there was one piece of data I saved. Data? Yep, a photo on my digital camera. Exclamation mark. What? Show us, quick! No way, man. Not if you're gonna look at me like that. Now! Here, this is it. Sniff. And there's Studio 2. Well, looking at this, it's still a little hard to say. I'm afraid that it could be anyone in that costume. Your opinion, Mr. Wright? I agree, Your Honor. This isn't decisive evidence. I'm sorry, this doesn't look like it's the proof you need. I'll give it back. Wait, Phoenix? Mia? What? Look at that photo once more. That's it, Phoenix. That photo is all the evidence we need to win this trial. What? Your Honor, may I see that photo once more, please? Certainly. I don't see why not. Phoenix, show him. There's a glaring decisive inconsistency with the facts as we know them in that photo. Find the inconsistency in the photo. I'm pretty sure I point at the door. Because it was Studio 2, not Studio 1. I think it's here. You seem to be lacking even more confidence than usual. I suppose that's because I'm not confident about it at all. Okay. Is it maybe... Fine. Do I point it up here? Take that! My mission on Ace Attorney streams is to screenshot really dumb faces and put them in shmemes. So is there another one? That's pretty funny. I see. A gate? Might I draw your attention to the number on that gate? The number? Ah, yes. Well, it's hard to see, but it looks like a 2. Clearly not a 1, Your Honor, correct? Ah. I believe Mr. Edgeworth sees what I'm getting at. But that's impossible. And what's this all about? Please explain so that I might be shocked along with the rest of the court. I'll use the studio guide map. The body was found here in Studio 1. However, what do you see in this photo taken at the time of the murder? It does not say 1 on that gate in the photo. Your Honor, here is the true scene of the crime. Show the judge where the murder took place. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Take that! Here, at Studio 2. I see. That would explain the 2 on the gate in the photo. Yes, it would. Your Honor, I find it very significant that the murder took place in Studio 2. The path was blocked. The path to the trailer was blocked, so we have heard. The path was blocked at 2:15. In other words, the victim went to Studio 2 before that time. Yes, I suppose that would be the case. Remember Miss Salmonella's testimony? Allow me to remind the court. He said no one in the trailer was guilty because they could not have gone to Studio 1. Yet in actuality, the reverse was true. Only someone in the trailer could have committed this murder. They were the only ones with access to the scene of the crime, Studio 2. As you may recall, there is a trailer in Studio 2. Now on that day, a meeting was held in that very trailer. There was a break in the meeting corresponding to the time of death. During that break, Mr. Salmonella and Miss D. Vasquez were outside eating steak. They were at the scene of the crime. Order. The defense makes the following claims. The scene of the crime was Studio 2. The person that the security guard Miss Oldbag saw was the victim, Mr. Jack Hammer. Mr. Hammer, for some reason, stole a steel samurai costume, then he went to Studio 2. This is madness. Jack Hammer is the victim. The victim! Why would he steal a steel samurai costume? Are you suggesting he did so to cover up the details of his own murder? Well, no, of course not. Where do you have proof? Give me proof that the victim, Jack Hammer, stole the costume. Do I have proof? I don't know. I honestly don't know what to present here if I have proof. If anything, it's gonna be this. I honestly don't remember. I'm gonna say I have proof. I have proof. You do? You do, Mr. Wright. Now that they're so surprised suddenly, I'm much less confident. I think I'm right though. Here's my proof that Jack Hammer stole the costume. I'm fairly positive I'm give him this. Well, it's either the sleeping pills or this. Because, eventually, I'm not even joking, eventually the plate of steak will be evidence to use. Because we learned that, Will Powers was drugged. But we don't know that yet. That happens after this trial, so I think it's this.
Take that!
You know, that can't be right. Maybe it is this. Oh, okay. It is that. Empty medicine bottle. I found this on the table in the employee area. The same table Mr. Hammer and Mr. Powers ate. The label reads sleeping pills. Sleeping pills? The defendant, Mr. Powers, spent that entire afternoon sleeping. He was drugged by Mr. Hammer. Wait a moment. That bottle does raise some suspicions, yes, but there is no proof that Mr. Hammer used it. Your Honor, I have an idea. Very well, let's hear it. I want to check this bottle for fingerprints. If my claim is true, Mr. Hammer's fingerprints should show up on this bottle. I suppose you're right. Very well, the court will take possession of the bottle. Empty bottle given to the judge. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Cody Hackett's testimony has revealed new possibilities in this case. In fact, things may have happened very differently than we have previously thought. The steel samurai seen by Miss Oldbag may have been the victim, Jack Hammer. The scene of the crime was not Studio 1, but Studio 2, and those in the trailer did have time to commit the murder. Mr. Wright, yes, Your Honor, your homework is to find the answer to the following question. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the steel samurai costume? Fuck, dude, I can't say steal the steel for some reason. Steal the steel samurai costume. Also, who killed him and why? Find the answers for me by tomorrow. That's a lot of homework. Mr. Edgeworth, you will need to reconsider your stance in this case. Above all, you will need to reconsider your suspicion of Mr. Will Powers. As you say, Your Honor, this trial will be extended until tomorrow. This is the last extension. Very well, court is adjourned. Woo! That was a close one. We were saved by a hair, but that's all that counts. I thought seriously about going home about 3 times during the trial. Me too. Really? You both seem so confident. Maybe I should take up a career in acting. I was ready to pronounce you dead about 3 times back there. Me too. You're already dead, Mia. Shut up. Dead? Oh, of course we're kidding. Are you sure? I wasn't kidding. Now, Mr. Powers, we have to go make our final investigation, but I promise you we'll find the true killer by tomorrow's trial. Right, thanks. To be continued. I'll probably stream for maybe until 11 o'clock or so. I do want to finish this trial. And I'll start the next one. So I'll stream for another 40 minutes or whatnot. That was a close one, huh, Mia? Really? Too bad. I'm sorry I missed it. Question mark? Maya. So, what happened? Well, I think I've got a pretty good idea who did it. Now I need is a motive and proof. Wow, good going, Nick. Under the initial trial system, tomorrow's the last day we have. Initial trial? What's that? That's the new court system they introduced 2 or 3 years ago. They had so many cases in the system, they decided to speed the whole process up. So under that system, trials have to end in 3 days? Yep, pretty much. Well, we've no time to waste. I don't get it, Maya. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the Steel Samurai costume? What? You mean Mr. Hammer was wearing the costume? Yeah. But Mr. Hammer was the victim, Nick. Why would he go through the trouble of stealing it? That's what we have to find out. What happened with the director's testimony? Well, it's pretty clear that the producer and the director were both in the trailer. Which means that the killer has to be one of them. Really? Why? Because the real scene of the crime was Studio 2, where that trailer is. What? Was Lana always this excitable? Well, have you noticed anything that might help us? I can't see what's going on when Mia is here, so no, I haven't noticed anything. Right. Maybe we should go talk to WP. WP Powers, right? You think Maya is just like in the void when Mia is possessing her? Mr. Wright, you did very well again today. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Could you not look like you're about to burst into tears? Wow, Nick, you must have really wowed him in there. And could you wipe that grin off your face? Hey, WP, only 1 day left. Let's make it count. Yes. Though there's not really anything I can do to help. Ha ha ha, I'm not really sure what I can do either. Please, this is no laughing matter. Could you tell me more about Miss Vasquez? Oh, the producer. She's well respected in the industry. They say she's a genius. A genius? She's been at Global Studios for 5 years now. Right or wrong, nobody dares tell her different these days. Why is that? Ever since she came on board, we've had nothing but hits. Global Studios was on its knees, but she picked it up and made it shine. Oh, and what? Nothing. Forget it. I've only heard rumors anyhow. Can you tell me anything about Mr. Manella? Oh, he used to be a minor straight-to-video director, but something in his work caught Vasquez's eye. She brought the Steel Samurai idea to him, and now everyone knows the name Sal Manella. I hear he's pretty much at her beck and call, though. Whenever she says jump, he asks how high and all that. I can imagine him being at her beck and call, though I can't imagine him jumping. I was wondering about Mr. Hammer. He was a big star back in the day, right? But then he just dropped off the face of the earth. Oh, yes, you're right. In fact, he was my role model when I started in this business, but he just stopped taking on big roles. That's when he began appearing in little productions at Global. How could he do that? I was really looking forward to a sequel to Samurai Summer. He just gave up being a star 5 years ago. Actually, now that I think about it, that was right when Miss Vasquez came to Global. 5 years ago. I don't think I have to present anything to him. Hey, you want this? It's pretty neat. Have you seen this, Mr. Powers? What's that? I've never seen these Steel Samurais in my life. These are the Steel Samurais that appear at live shows. A fanboy collected all these pictures himself. Seeing things like this really makes me think. I mean, so much to these kids, you know? Sniff. All right, let's go to the studio. Hey, what's up, old bag? Excuse me? The old windbag sure is quiet today. You know, this place is really peaceful like this. Nick, I think our guard's down. Yeah, I bet we could even eat those donuts in the guard station if we wanted. You eat, you die. Whew, she's alive. I was wondering about Dee Vasquez, the producer. Oh, the studio bigwigs love her, so she always gets her way. She seems bitter. Do you not like the producer? Look, the studio people don't want me talking about her, so sorry. Can I ask you about Salmonella, that director? Sal? He's a pushover. Does whatever Vasquez tells him to. She treats him like dirt, but I think he likes it. Oh, good. Okay. Why would anyone like being treated like dirt? That doesn't make any sense, does it, Nick? No, it doesn't, Maya. You'll learn when you're older, Maya. About Mr. Hammer. Arg. I heard about what you said today. Cheeky whippersnapper, poor old Hammer. You drag his star down from the sky and stomp on it. Calling him a criminal, a thief. I won't forget this. Uh-oh, she's really pissed this time. You listen to me, whippersnapper. My poor old Hammer would never do such a thing. Why would he steal Powers' costume so he could sneak by me? He would never stoop so low, it's impossible. Yeah, whatever. But let me go here. I guess they're not filming today either. I didn't want to see them filming, just one time. This trial will be over and done by tomorrow. You can come see them film later. I guess. This is where you found that bottle of sleeping pills, right? Uh-huh. I wonder if there are any clues around. Yo! I don't know if that's what he sounded like, but maybe it was what he sounded like. What's up, Gumshoe? Hey, yo. No touching. Eek. Oh, sorry, pal. Didn't mean to frighten you. Didn't mean. I almost had a heart attack. I guess I can be a little that's not how you spell dramatic, but whatever. Dramatique at times. I suppose it's the actor in me. Dramatique, indeed. Ahem. Anyway, I'm here to examine the plate on that table. Wait, are you looking for sleeping pills? Yeah, pal. Traces thereof. So you're looking for traces of the sleeping pills. How? For a thorough examination, I gotta take the plate back to the precinct, but I have the capabilities to make a cursory examination right here. Our science guy gave me some testing solution. This reacts to these sleeping pills, see? If there are traces, it'll change color. Wow, neat. Well, Detective Gumshoe, what are you waiting for? Now, everything in due time, pal. Well, the testing solution on the plate changed color, all right. So the food on this plate had been laced with sleeping pills. Looks like it. Investigation. How goes your investigation? To tell the truth, it's a real mess, pal. Some people think we should pursue the case we already have against Powers, and some people think we should switch suspects. What do you think, Detective Gumshoe? Well, pal, I hate to admit it, but I'm not sure I buy the case against Mr. Powers anymore. I feel kind of bad for Mr. Edgeworth, though. Big Dick Gumshoe. That is his name, you're not wrong. How is Edgeworth doing anyway? Mr. Edgeworth is out of control. He was in the waiting room and he crushed this paper cup with hot coffee in it. Whoa. Talk about burns, pal. Wow, the fury of Edgeworth. I thought that said funny. The funny of Edgeworth. I like watching him in pain. Yeah, crushing paper cups. Cups, bottles. Say, whatever happened with that empty bottle? Oh, the bottle of sleeping pills. Well, I got some good news for you about that. They found the victim jackhammer's prints on the bottle. So that means... Yep. It sounds like the one who put Powers to sleep was none other than the victim. So I was right. Sleeping pills bottle, active to the court. Big Dick Gumshoe. Yeah, that's his title. That's what we call him. I don't think there's anything in the dressing room, but I'll walk in there anyways. Oh, okay, whatever. It's Penny. Hello. We still don't know how your name's Penny, but whatever. What are you doing here? Oh, I was just cleaning up the dressing room. I guess WP won't be using it anymore, so? What? Why? But WP's innocent. Yes, and I'm really grateful for all you've done. But this week is the last episode of the Steel Samurai. What? No! I was wondering if I could ask you about Mr. Hammer. Yes. On the day of the murder, he went to Studio 2. Huh. I thought he went to Studio 1. He stole the Steel Samurai costume too. What? Why would Mr. Hammer do something like that? Oh, I guess the rumor must be true then. The rumor? Yeah. Miss Vasquez, that producer, had some kind of hold on Hammer. She had some dirt on him. He'd do anything she said, apparently. Some dirt. What dirt? Dirt, you know, bad stuff. I know what dirt means. About 5 years ago, they were filming a movie starring Mr. Hammer. They were using the new studio, Studio 2. Some sort of accident happened during filming. After that, they never used Studio 2 again. They left the film set the way it was, too. The film set. Was that trailer part of the film set, then? What do you mean, the last Steel Samurai? I know it's a shock, but nothing can be done to save it now. Whoever really did kill Mr. Hammer also signed the Steel Samurai's death warrant. No. Also, I hear that Global Studios is going to change its programming. They're not going to make kid shows anymore. What? Why? I don't know. It's sad, but that's what Global Studios decided. Or aren't they going to make kid shows anymore? The studio bigwigs don't want the Steel Samurai around anymore. They want to forget all this ever happened. They want to quiet, you understand? How can they just do that? What about all the kids who love the Steel Samurai? It's okay. I'm sure the kids will be fine. They'll find a new hero to follow. No, that can't be true. If the program just ends, they'll be heartbroken for sure. Nick, say something. Yeah. I think evidence rather than words is called for here. Here, take a look at this. Take that! Scrapbook! Ugh! And this is? A fan collected all these photographs. The kids love the Steel Samurai. The show shouldn't be canceled just so some adults can save face. I would think you would understand that better than anyone. You're right. Okay. But what can I do? Well, for starters, you can tell me something. Tell me what it is that Global Studios is so intent on hiding. Tell me about this accident 5 years ago. Okay. Can you tell us what happened 5 years ago? Well, I can tell you what I've heard. Apparently 5 years ago, someone died, and it was Hammer's fault. Someone died? It was an accident, of course. Anyway, the producer, Miss Vasquez, managed to hush it up. And that's the dirt she had on Hammer. And that's why Mr. Hammer would do anything Miss Vasquez asked him to do. But it was an accident, right? Why didn't they just make it public? Well, you know Mr. Hammer was a big star back then. They were afraid about what would happen to his career if word got out. I see. You know who knows more about this? Miss Oldbag. She was here at the studios back then, you know? Thanks. We'll try asking her, if she'll talk. Is he still here? Hey, what's up, dude? Alright, we're gonna go over here now. Goodbye. See you later. Do you stay over there? What, you're still slinking around? Miss Oldbag? You know everybody who's in here because we have to walk by your so-called security gate. How the fuck do you not know we're still here? If you like the place so much, why don't you take over for me? The old windbag doesn't look so good. Everybody's doing their darndest to forget Hammer. Who do they think made Global Studios what it is today? Hammer. It's all due to Hammer. She's starting to froth at the mouth, Nick. Maybe we should keep a safe distance. I wanted to ask you about 5 years ago. Exclamation mark. Who told? Who did you hear that from? Nichols. Nichols? Nichols, Nick. Penny Nichols, that assistant we talked to. How do we know what her name is? She never introduced herself. Come on. Oh, right. Anyway, we heard about the accident. It was during filming with Jackhammer. He killed a man, didn't he? Whippersnappers? Dredging up dirt on someone's past like that, and a recently departed. I suppose you think this is fun. No, I'm just doing my job to protect Mr. Powers. And you claim that Hammer stole Powers' costume. You expect me to believe that rubbish? Or do you have some kind of proof? Proof that Hammer stole the costume. You have proof? I'm sorry, Miss Oldbag, but I do have proof. I can prove that he stole Mr. Powers' costume. Take that! Here's my proof. What? What's a little empty bottle supposed to prove? It's a bottle of sleeping pills with Mr. Hammer's fingerprints on it. What does that prove? I'm sure old Hammer had some sleepless nights. What's your proof that he used those pills on Powers? Take that! Mr. Powers ate a T-bone steak for lunch, correct? Well, yes, so this is the plate that he used to eat that steak. There are traces of sleeping pill powder on the plate. I see. Poor Hammer. You did wrong, Hammer. Rest your soul. Miss Oldbag? Okay, you win. I'll talk. I'm tired, see? Tired of holding it all in. My headphones are about to fall off because I have an itch on my ear, not an ear on my itch. I mean, I guess that's technically true if you really look at it that way. Miss Oldbag. You're right. 5 years ago, there was an accident. A fatal accident. What's worse, a paparazzi took a photo of it. That photo, well, it caused quite a stir. And guess who made it all better? Vasquez. She has ties to the mafia. She silenced that paparazzi by fucking murdering him. That was the beginning. After that, she became a force to be reckoned with here at the studio. I see. But you have to understand, poor old Hammer never meant any harm to anyone. Miss Oldbag. Hold on a minute. Poor Miss Oldbag. Here, take this. Photograph. Wait a second. This is the picture. Is this the trailer in Studio 2? Hammer's supposed to fight with a bad guy on the top of those stairs there, with a tennis racket. He pushed the other actor, and the man fell onto the flower box fence. But how did you get this? It was a long time ago. I don't feel much like talking about it. I understand. That's also a pretty good song that plays. And then we're back to a beat. We just talked about the death of somebody. Let's fucking start singing a song. Think back, Nick, to the day of the murder. Mr. Hammer put on the Steel Samurai costume. Then he left from here to go to Studio 2. You're done playing Minecraft. You've grinded so much. Did you have fun at least? You still have to send... I still want you to send me a list of the commands that you used. You could just DM me them. I tried looking it up on Google, but I'm not smart enough to know. So I pretty much just want to like mess around, not in my survival world, but in another world. And I mainly want to know just how to teleport. That's like the one thing I want to know. Then he left from here to go to Studio 2. Right. But why? I wonder if someone called him, like the director or the producer. What's up? I have more fun commands. Well, then hit me with it. Give me them all. I'll take your entire stock. Hey, Nick. It's Miss Vasquez. Hello. H-E-L-L-O. H-E-L-L-O. Maya, you should at least try to be polite. I'm watching the clouds. Are they nice? That's all she had to say, apparently. Excuse me, Mr. Hammer came here on the day of the murder and... Shh. Question mark? Perhaps you didn't hear me. I'm watching the clouds. I'm not interested in talking to you. Do something, Nick. She's really taking me off. Oh, dear. Mr. Powers wasn't the killer. You don't have to cancel the Steel Samurai. I think I'm tired of the Steel Samurai. You did it. Nick, she did it. She's the killer. My Fae blood speaks to me. I know it. I know it. Oh, dear. I was wondering if you'd tell me about Mr. Manila. If you must talk about that man, perhaps you could talk about it in the trailer. By yourselves? Oh dear. I'm pretty sure I show her this. She's not even looking. Where? What? Where did you get that? Well, old bag. Old? She means the security lady, Miss Old Bag, Nick. Right. Anyway, Miss Vasquez, you hid this incident from the press, didn't you? And you used it to control Mr. Hammer. The wind. It's gotten stronger, don't you think? The wind. Maybe. Your conversation interests me. Let's talk about it more inside the trailer. Nick, she went inside the trailer. There's some flowers here. Wow, so pretty. They're taking good care of these. Don't get close. Fence looks dangerous. I thought he would say something about the fact that somebody died on that one stake. You came. Well then, what was that you were talking about? Why is she so eager to talk about it? Miss Vasquez, you were using that accident. You were blackmailing Mr. Hammer so you could control him, weren't you? That's why he was doing kids shows for petty change. So I'm a blackmailer now. Well, that's what it was, wasn't it? I mean, sure, it was an accident, but you used it to drag Mr. Hammer down from his rightful place as a star. Oh, I haven't pulled anyone down from anywhere. Mr. Hammer's career went sour of its own accord. But you were the cause. You pressured him. And to think it was just an accident. Excuse me? What is this all about? You keep saying accident, accident. How are you so sure? What do you mean? Must I spell everything out for you? Think, what would it be if it wasn't an accident? No way. You mean Mr. Hammer did it on purpose? This is what I mean. Where's your proof? Can you prove it? Just think. Would he have let me run his life for 5 years over a mere accident? And I ran him hard, believe you me. But the security lady said it was an accident. Oh, well, she's a big fan of Hammer's, you see? She jumped on the reporter who brought that photo into the studio. She wrenched it out of his hands, she did. Gave him a few bruises, too. So that's why she had the photo. She's an old fool, of course. All the reporter would need is the negatives. He could have made a copy, but he didn't. The only copy of that photo is the one you hold. Give it to me. Now, what? This is valuable evidence. Boys? Who are they? Professionals. They're good at erasing various things. What do you think? Would you like to be erased? What? The trial ends tomorrow. How unfortunate. It's a shame you'll have to miss it. Tell me why. Why do you want this photograph so badly? This is Mr. Hammer's dirt, no? Why should D. Vasquez care about it at all? I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to think about that, where you're going. So long, friends. Boys, erase away. No. Hold it right there. I heard everything, pal. D. Vasquez, you're coming down to the precinct with me now. Not bad. Very well. And Big Dick Daddy Gumshoe came to the rescue. I'm gonna kiss him. It appears this contest will be decided tomorrow then, in court. I'll be looking forward to it. Hey, you okay, pal? Sorry, I was a little late with my entrance. I don't get many chances to practice that sort of thing. Detective Gumshoe. Thank you. I was really scared. Don't mention it, pal. Just doing my job. Detective Gumshoe? Sorry, it's just I've wanted to say that line ever since I became a detective. Okay, I've got one more job to do today. I'm sure we'll run into each other soon again. Or again soon. Well, Nick, it looks like we're getting close to the bottom of this. And who's at the bottom? D. Vasquez. You misspelled it, bro. There we go. Okay. Let's finish this trial up. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today I will call on people present in Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who is present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. In the Studio 2 trailer. Fuck English. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez. I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes. I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you, friends? I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we had a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer, and we ate the bones themselves, because there's no bones on these plates. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. You put a few, and DMs. Okay, cool, thank you. Appreciate it, my friend. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk, what with that monkey's head toppling over. I see. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. Enter the trailer, a little before noon. Let's see. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a little bit more than that. The witness did not come here to engage in a conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. There's a rehearsal. And where exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe try remembering. No. The meeting ended at 4 and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think. Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. You had Sal take you. What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Oh, right. At 2:30, we took a fit. There was a rehearsal. Hold on. I can't remember what I'm supposed to present here, but if nobody left the meeting and they were at this meeting from 12 to 4, but there was Monkey from 12 to 4, because the meeting began at 12 sharp, it ended at 4. I guess we went to Studio 1, I was fatigued. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break. I guess she has all the information there. She just kind of she just said it in out of order. And where were you, what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk, it irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. It was a 15-minute break. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat that steak. Well, Nick, find anything? I kind of wish she'd said a little more. It's hard. I think something. I fucking skipped over that. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said somewhere. Let me see. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. Hey, what's up, Henry? I genuinely don't remember. Wonder if I present Monkey's head here. Look in general? I can look in general. There's nothing in general. Unless you're talking about the frog. So you are talking about the frog. Okay. I guess I'll try this. Nope, that's wrong. Let's see. Go ahead and save. I can't remember what I'm supposed to do. Up in the play area? No. It always is terse? Yes. Oh dear. Yeah. I had some evidence that proves she didn't eat that steak. If I had some evidence she didn't eat that steak. I can't remember what I'm supposed to do here. It's not that. Guide map? Oh my god. She would have had to pass the gate to get a T-bone steak. No, well, they ate in Studio 2. They didn't eat here, they ate here. At no point in time did she pass by the gate. I almost want to say it's this, because if the scene of if the murder happened at Studio 2, I wish we had that picture by fucking that Cody had. Why'd we just get rid of that? Let me try this. Nope, that's not it. Am I presenting on the wrong fucking piece of dialogue? Sal. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat that steak. It makes me want to present on this, because that's where he asks it, but I wonder if it was here. I have to go through a whole ass fucking cut scene of them saying guilty. I'm not doing that. I've pressed her on everything, so I have to present something. Try the map? No. I wish I could easily skip the dialogue. I guess it is worth a shot. Nope, that's not it. I wonder if it's the autopsy report. Let's see. Nope, it's not that either. I don't see why it would be this, because this was found in the employee area. don't see why it would be the van. I don't see why we would show this. William, do you have any ideas if you're still there? You're a Phoenix Wright expert. What does Phoenix say here? Let's see. She wouldn't have had... If I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat the steak. Let's see. So this is her first bit of dialogue. Just blow up the courtroom. Easy win for the boys. That actually happens in an Apollo Justice game. Here's her second bit of dialogue. Here's her third bit of dialogue. Fourth. Fifth. And then sixth. Maybe the head? The Mr. Monkey head? Well, they were stuck in Studio 2 the entire meeting. And we know the scene of the crime happened at Studio 2. I don't know where I would present it. In the 230? This one? Well, I mean, I can try, but it doesn't make much sense because they took a break and they didn't leave Studio 2. They were still at Studio 2. Can you see all the evidence? Yeah, man. So we got the autopsy report, we got the picture, this is the guide map, and we got the spear, Mr. Monkey's head, Path to Glory, Cody's camera, the 5-year-old photo, which shows the accident with Jackhammer, but I don't think we present that now. It wouldn't make any sense. It just wouldn't. Maybe it is what we present now. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's see. Let me just load the game, because I don't want to see the long-ass fucking cutscene. And then the last two is the van and the Stake Plate. The 6th bit of dialogue is I fucking skipped over it, because fuck me. Is this one. And he wants to present evidence that shows that she didn't... If I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat the steak. Try the plate? Why the fuck is it the plate? You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate. This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need to remind you it was a T-bone steak. Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manila ate at a table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Miss Vasquez, tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You didn't eat any steak during that break. What the fuck? How are you supposed to know that? That's bullshit. You took your steak and threw it somewhere like that incinerator. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious? She was meeting the Steel Samurai. Actually, that makes sense. I want you to fucking put your reasoning in chat next. That better be the next thing you say. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Because let me look at it again. So this was found in the employee area. There are traces of sleeping pills and a large bone. What? I have to prove she didn't eat steak by presenting steak. Like I genuinely don't remember from the first time I played this game. But I figured we would have used this for the fact that we now have evidence that there is like traces of sleeping pills. And I didn't think it would be there. But this plate has bones. Other one has no bones. Ergo, she couldn't have eaten T-bone. Are you saying yes, Your Honor? As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it. Yes. Fascinating, and here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, this samurai spear. Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? Goodness. I think you would have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Ah, you see? Yes, however, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning, the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon, because I'm gonna show him that picture now. Wrong, Mr. Wright, but I haven't said anything yet. I know you well enough by now to know when you're gonna present the wrong evidence. Fuck you! Because it was broken.
Take that!
I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon, not so fast. Remember that the spear broke during the morning action scene run through, but someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this in the chest? Order, order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. I'm the one testifying here and I will be heard. Oof. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer? Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then. Now do I show this stupid fucking picture? Take a look at this photo. What is this? Well, that's Jack Hammer standing on the top of the stairs. Order, order. If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it. See the fallen man in the photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? Are you saying? Yes. What happened 5 years ago has happened again. Mr. Wright continued. It's 2:30 on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had done himself 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Oh, very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny that what I say is true. Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died at the trailer as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And even the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I dispose of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? I think she had another way. What if she had another way to carry the body other than with her own hands? For instance, actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. A van. I threw an entire van at the judge. You carried the body to the studio van, and you used the studio van again. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. She used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Mr. Wright. Don't forget it was Sal Manila who drove the van. Are you sure that Mr. Was a conspirator? Of course he was. Of course Sal Manila had to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose, you win. It was fun. I win? Dots all around the board. So what happens next? Question mark? Don't question mark me. Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? She already said that. I just said that. Okay. Wait, so you mean D. Vasquez, so it was you. You killed Jack Hammer. We're about some dots around the board again. Who can say? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right? But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. White. Mr. Wright. Fucking Mr. White. Wah, 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 wah. What? Order? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. Irk, what do I do now? Testify again. I'd like you to testify you again. Testify again? No one to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before, the truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers, a waste of time. Damn. To come so far only to fail. As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Ms. Vasquez. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. I see. Very well. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have Anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Vasquez repeat herself. This game's awesome. Best Edgeworth moment. That is a good moment. But what exactly did you want her to testify? Well, I asked Indeed. Very well, I say. Here go. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Nick, why did Edgeworth? Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But wasn't he the one who said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that, Edgeworth. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too. Only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady Oldbag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my strip and direction notes. Then I went home. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, Nick, we're close, real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. Right. Let me go ahead. Go ahead and Save the Game. She said she got her script, but that's not true. We got her script, that's true. We did eventually give her the script. I was with Sal, I'm just gonna press her on everything. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. What exactly did you and Mr. Manila arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I was stuffing and bodies behind you. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmon's help. Oh, what did I just say? Did I just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Boy. The witness will continue her testimony. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember. Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm. You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Sigh. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez? Logically speaking, perhaps, but no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without a steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at locations. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez, you may continue. I don't think she understands lies. I don't know. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was just silent, completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry, I'm late. Then silence, dead silence. Dots around the board. Silence. Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. Oldbag. Security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going towards the studio. Right. The Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all of this after the fact. That photograph meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. This judge hears some shit a witness says that slightly contradicts Phoenix, and he's like, yep, that makes complete sense. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. I have to be left out of the proceedings. You have to be left out. Yes, it seems that everyone else is questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting, there is no way we could have been involved thus they covered for us. Covered for you. They covered it up for you. There must have been a lot riding on it with those big wigs at the meeting. I'm sure who professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. The script and your direction notes. Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh yeah, I guess. Very well.
Objection!
Okay, hello, sir. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Huh? Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to studio. I had also made that connection. I was literally about to say that. Mr. Edgeworth, what you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Ms. Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter? I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well, the witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scene, so I left him behind. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal, he told me. Sal, the director. You have to find something to peg this on her, or everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him. Show the pic of the limping samurai on the she saw, or she said Hammer's injuries. I could do that.
Objection!
You knew that Hammer was injured. Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo, but that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Oh, you know what? I completely missed that. I'm gonna be honest. But, yeah, that makes sense. She fucked up there. She fucked up. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right, he must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manuela was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? I got something right, Ma. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manuela. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember? Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Ah, and when was he doing this? Well, it would have to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2 where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Order, order, I will have order. Witness? Can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Irk, why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove... yes, I can prove it. Okay, I have proof and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder.
Take that!
This is my proof. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With Dee Vasquez's help, and a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial, it began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, in Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly, it was a constant source of shame to the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if Mr. Hammer, who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss D. Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me, and I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder. She had no motive, because it was self-defense. She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Ms. Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Ms. Vasquez. What? Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the steel samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. Hey, don't break that. I don't know why she's so upset. Technically, murder is murder, but self-defense, I'm pretty sure her sentence probably wouldn't be as heavy. So you did it. You did do it, didn't you? Yes, I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Ah, Miss Vasquez. What? What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel. Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No. No, how could this? It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No, Manuel, don't touch him. Miss Vasquez. No. Please don't die. Please. Hey, she's got her cigarette again. Oh, it's gone. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. Mr. Edgeworth, where's D. Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever. If you play your cards right, you could get away with accidentally murdering someone if it's self-defense. Well, I'm sure you would have some sort of punishment, but if it's in self-defense, it probably wouldn't be as heavy as if you were trying to actually intentionally murder someone. Because, I mean, it is a crime just for, like, premeditation of murder. That's a crime. I see, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. I thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Very well, this court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. To be perfectly clear, I technically lost twice in this case. I just don't want to see the whole cutscene. It's not really a cutscene. There's a lot of fucking dialogue, and then they have to show the guilty letters on the screen, and then it's gonna be like, you want to load your previous save or something? I was just trying to save time. That is all. This court is adjourned. When the fuck did he get in the court? Also, I believe Edgeworth likes the Steel Samurai, does he? I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because... Because you were the Steel Samurai. Because I was the Steel Samurai. Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in a kid's show and as a villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him anytime. I think you're missing the point. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. So am I. Congratulations, WP. Oh, thanks to you, I'll be able to don the steel samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Question mark? Is something wrong? No, of course not. Ah. Nick, Edgeworth. He looks fucking angry. Say something, right? I'm not good at small talk. To be honest, Edgeworth today in court was best boy. Yes. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Sniff. I'm Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar. Right. I must say I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Are those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. We are going to show our face in front of him again very, very soon. Mr. Wright, is that guy your friend? What? Friends? As if they're rivals. Rivals, right, Nick? For now we are, I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? We went to school together. We are going to show our face to him multiple times, yeah. And so the curtain closes on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. The Pink Princess. Go. Nick, this is it. The new show starts today. You're going to watch it with me, right? I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? Yeah, he is literally the Pink Princess. I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. The end. Elfin. All right. Episode 4. Save your progress. Yes. I am going to end stream there. I'm not going to spoil anything. I Alt F forward